Happy St Bridget's Day. Today is the feast day of the female patron saint of Ireland, St Bridget. A lot of the time she's very much overshadowed by the male patron saint of Ireland, St Patrick. All week I've been giving you different bits of stories and different information about St Bridget, and I showed you how to make a St Bridget's cross. Today I'm going to tell you the most famous story about St Bridget. If you know St Bridget, you're going to know this story. I've been telling you little connections between her and the King of Kildare, and this story heavily involves the King of Kildare. St Bridget was a very, very generous woman, very strong, fierce, wild Irish woman, and she went to the King of Kildare and she asked him for some of his land to build a convent and to build, I guess, what we would call like an outreach program for the people in need in the community. And he laughed at her and said, absolutely not, you're not getting my land to do that. So she went away, she prayed to God, she came back with her cloak and she said, if I throw my cloak in the air where the cloak lands, can you give me that piece of land? Of course, this was just a small cloak. The King of Kildare said, absolutely, thinking, I'll give her the tiniest piece of land, I'll get her out of my hair, she can go do whatever she wants. That's what he agreed to. So she threw her cloak up in the air, and as the cloak went up in the air, it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and when it fell down, it was on a massive piece of land, which was enough for her to build her convent, to build her outreach program. That's definitely not what it was called back then, but I can't think of a better word. She got her wishes. The King of Kildare was an honourable man. He wasn't going to back down on what he said, so she got what she wanted. And that's the story, the most famous story of St Bridget. So happy St Bridget's Day. I hope you all left out your scarves and your blankets last night. What a fabulous, fierce, independent, wild Irish woman that we all can learn a lot from.